Beautiful shot there.
Oh, wow. Stop it, please.
Good evening and welcome to the Gandia Palace Hotel and the semi-finals of the Little Monster Mixed Doubles Open. Part of the Predator Pro Billiard Series, 10 ball is the game. Firstly on table 2, we welcome Kelly Fisher and Alexander Kazakis. And their opponents, Zhang Muyan and Oliver Zolnocki. Moving on to table 1, from Austria, Jasmine and Albin Ocean. And across the table, Wang Wanling and Marco TEUTSCHER. Matches are the best of 3 sets, with each set the first to 4. In the event of a final set reaching 3-all, we go to a shootout. Your referees in charge of the action. On table 2, Florian Rettenbacher of Austria, and here on table 1, Yu Sin Chao of Australia. Players, you may lag for the break.
A very warm welcome to the Little Monster Mixed Doubles Open. We have reached the final 4. And what a match we have tonight for you. Our final match for today will be between the OUSCHANs, Jasmine and Albin. They will be facing Wang Lin Wang, and Marco TEUTSCHER. A very interesting pairing. I don't think they've played together before, but they made it to the semifinals, and can they push one more to get to the final? It's best out of 3 sets, races to 4, winner break. And in the commentary booth for this match is Eric Goorlefsen and myself, Tim de Ruiter. Good evening, Eric.
Hey, good to be with you guys. Looking forward to this one. As you were saying, first time pairing for Marco and Wang. Wang, the lesser known of the 4, but she's a very strong player. They've gelled well together, obviously, in this very strong field of mixed doubles teams, down to the final 4 now.
Yeah, 32 teams in this event to be in the final 4, and there was plenty of top players available indeed. So curious to see what kind of match we will be looking forward to. Albin has been breaking from the center today, has had some good results. Just sometimes the balls dictate whether you get a shot, yes or no. Do you think he's on the 2 ball?
Let's get another look here. It's close. Can definitely throw it in with some left, worst case. Left is bringing her into the 5-8 a little bit. Contacting the 8 will be okay. Yeah, Yasmin and Albin have played together. I think this is their 3rd time playing together. This is the furthest they've made it. Expected them to be a dangerous team anytime they played, but just haven't had the real great results yet. Seem to be on in this tournament. Not enough of it, Tim. Gonna play safe here.
Yeah, not sure. Yeah, the 10 ball does get the hook, and it's quite far. I don't think the jump is considered pretty well, just when I said it, but I think he's more looking at the masse, the curve around the 10.
Yeah, the cue ball would play 3 rails forward towards the 3. Be a little tough to get enough energy to get all the way back for the 3. Kick safe is off the left long rail. Try to stick the cue ball where the 2 is. Did call it in.
Well, he's going to play
Full
a big
cue jump?
masse.
Yeah.
Oh, bend it too much. Great effort. Not easy to overdo it, actually. Most of the people would probably under do that kind of shot. Now the 2 ball might be available to the right center.
Yeah, looks like the cue ball's playing into the 3. Could turn out positively still. Not too many other balls near the 3. Lowering the chance of getting behind something else. You think it misses the 3 to the right, the cue ball? It's possible.
Well, he's digging a little deeper in the cue ball, maybe trying to go into the long rail and out.
Good shot. Not an ideal result, but still on something offensive if Yasmin wants here.
Oh, the bank is on. I'm not too sure. The cut. Sure, there is always a cut, but I think you cannot avoid to run into the 7 ball.
Good escape there from Yasmin, and they're back in line now. Very well done on the first 2 shots here. Three ball jumping off the rail there. Airborne towards the side pocket, right on target.
Not sure. I think they might be able to not run into the 8, but in that case she will have to play the 6 in the bottom right. No chance to go for the 6 in the same corner. Bit in between.
Yeah, was just forced to run into the 8 there. Tough to control the cue ball exactly. Pressure pocketing for Albin here. He's in fine form, just coming off a win at the World 8-Ball Championships. Yeah, Tim, as soon as I saw this pairing at the first mixed doubles, I thought, got to put them in the top 4 seeds. And really nothing to say that they aren't. Just couldn't quite put it together the first couple times they played, but they've looks like they've found an understanding now.
Well, just to play as a brother and sister is also going to be more complicated for them, I feel like. I mean, surely the men's game is different from the women's game, or the other way around. But as family, it's not always easy. Communication runs a little different, and they might have not gelled perfectly. But this week, they've been looking really well. And I mean, individually, they're such a complete player anyways. So I'm a bit surprised if they would not figure it out over time.
Yeah, I think it's one of those dynamics that it's possible to be a little bit harder on your sibling than it is against someone that you don't know as well. Things start going bad, could possibly compound. But on the other hand, when things start going good, kind of seems like they can enjoy it together a little more.
I think it gives more satisfaction. They're actually out there doing something that they love to do. They, at some point, will be doing it at an extremely high level, and that's gonna give way more satisfaction.
Jasmine's been cutting the break thin down to the diamond closer to the corner pocket. See if she goes with this break again. A little thicker that time, but still favoring the cut. Nothing down. Gonna have to stun the cue ball to the short rail here if they want to stay on offense. Wanted to play the offense, but he's going to back off and play the roll-up. 100% safe. Don't blame him. Cue ball was kind of running into the 3 on the short rail.
Well, you definitely gotta play what feels right for you. I mean, some people, they like to come out of the gate swinging. Me personally, I like to play a little bit more deliberately from the beginning, to then when I start to feel the conditions and a bit of stroke, that's where I like to go more aggressive. So I think everybody's got their moment to shine. Nice hit. Definitely the intention to hit that side of the 1. Just barely too thick or too thin. Excuse me. And there is a shot on the 1.
Yeah, do you like coming back into the 8 here? It's a lot of angle.
I think it's the only play. It's either that or to run into the 2 ball, but you will be pushing the 2, well, high percentage towards the 7 or even to the opposite long rail. I think I like to go into the 8.
She's not drawing it. She'd have to draw it to get into the 8, so has something else in mind here. Good play. Kept the speed down. Still comfortable enough to pocket it consistently.
Yeah, very
She's
much.
an underrated player, Tim. Very calm around the table.
Yeah, she has a very solid technique. I've been looking at this a couple days now. Strikes the ball really nice and clean. Yeah, I think Marco just working the cue ball a bit more, I felt like. Shot clock in the back possibly didn't help either.
Yeah, he gets down near the end of his shot clock a lot. He's just coming off a singles win that put him into the final 32 against Eklund Kachi. I did the match. It was 3 sets. 2 of the sets were Hill-Hill. He played very well. Less than 2 easy mistakes throughout the course of the whole match. Went blow for blow with Kachi and got the best of it in the end. Aggressive bank on offer here. Safes are cutting the 2 near the 5. Trying to get enough left on the cue ball that she can line up the cue ball, the 9 with the 2.
Well, she could also bank the 2-ball 2 rails to the other side. Really depends though, because you need the perfect speed and they did not get the perfect speed. And the roll up on the 7 is on offer.
Nicely judged there. A bit of left spin to throw the angle a little wider. Considering another swerve play here.
Well, another massé, but this time he's made it. Shape on the 3.
Yeah, got it right this time. Looks like the 4 passes the 5. They played in a little less speed than comfortable. Makes the pocket bigger. Just have to be aggressive enough with your forward stroke here. Chance of decelerating on shots like this. Didn't have enough of the pocket, and he's covered the 4 nicely.
Well, I'm even thinking the only way to get to the 4 might be 3 rails. Jasmine even going for jump kick over the edge of the 5. Oh, what a hit.
Yeah, and he's had some right spin into that as well. Controlled it nicely. Good skill to be able to switch hands here. If she wants to go behind the 5. She's going to play the 4 behind the 5 instead. Stick to her dominant hand. Tough spot here. Albin kind of looking over at Jasmine, seeing if she has any thoughts. Nothing obvious.
Yeah, it's not like this is an easy cut at all. I think he's just going to try and put the 4 next to the 5, but
it's a good shot. That's all I could do there.
Yeah.
Two seconds left on the shot clock. Didn't have quite enough time to set and feel it. Ball in hand now for the Oceans.
Interesting play.
Go ahead.
Well, I think she was trying to nudge the 7 ball to open it up a bit. Played nicely if you consider the shape they have on the 5. And I kind of like to try once again with the 7-9, because with how it's laying, you play for example, the edge of the 7, and if you do not hit it, you probably hit the edge of the 9. That was a pretty big target actually to land on. I am surprised that Albin did not get it. He's usually quite good at this, just like Jasmine.
Yeah, he actually feathered it, but didn't move it at all, barely. I don't know if she's straight enough to drop the left long rail here. Might be, but the 10's kind of in the way of how high she needs to get up the rail. Just missed it, and she's into it, Tim. Could have been better. Did her best there. Had to miss the 10 by very small margins.
Could have been worse too. I mean, they could still say, hey, we're up 1 game. There's a cut. Let's play it wild and let's see what happens. I mean, no. Maybe because of the bridge that they're turning it down. Yeah, you can see on Marco's face.
Right at your elbow.
It must be very minimum.
Gonna go with the kick. Almost a classic scratch behind the ball there. Avoided it. Jasmine will cut the 7 to the left of the 10 here.
Oh. Yeah, definitely had to bring the cue ball underneath the 8-9. Wouldn't be surprised if Marco goes for the cut. Could bring the cue ball to the bottom of the 8-9. Always having a shot on the 8 to the top left. Or is he going 3 rails to play the 8 in the bottom right? Full attack.
I cover onto the right side of the table here.
Well, got it slightly thin, but that definitely helped him also with the cue ball. Perfect shape on the 8. Yeah, that 10 ball makes this 1 each. Quite the battle, this rack. I'm not gonna say a lot of mistakes, but quite the back and forth. Things not laying too great. A lot of safeties.
Yeah, the Oceans had ball in hand in the middle of the rack and just chose to move the 7 a little bit. Turned out badly. Marco went from the middle in his previous doubles matches. Went from the side rail in his singles matches. Was pretty successful from the side rail in the singles, so I think he'll try to replicate that here. One ball down, shot on the 2 unless the cue ball kicks the 5.
No,
It's close, Tim.
I think it goes. What a result. Gotta say, it's a little bit interesting though that Marco now started to break from the side, because he broke him from the center and made balls on the break. Or, well, that's what I remember at least, but I've seen more from him today.
Yeah, I think he's just a little deeper in the tournament and started going to the side rail a little more. Found it was working.
Well, it definitely is working if you look at this layout.
Looks like he's going to have to draw out of this one. Fair bit of room on the right side of the table.
Yeah, if she has too much angle on the 4, could play 2 rails, short rail, and then the right long rail towards the 5. She needs the angle anyways to go to the 6. Don't think she can hold herself straight on this 5 ball, can she?
It's right in between. Either play will do. She'll try to hold if she can, but just a little too much angle.
Yeah, referee Yushin Chao keeping a close eye on everything. I have to say, the rack has been looking good. 10 ball near the racking spot still, so it's a bit of angle on the 6. A bit straight for my liking. Definitely could draw back for the 7 in the side, but don't think that was the original plan, Eric.
Yeah, typically you want to have a little more angle here. Cut down on the speed. You have to come with a higher speed draw now. Underdrawn it a bit. Still makeable on the side. Possible to slow the cue ball down 3 rails. It's kind of playing back to where it is now. Maybe a little tighter. Should be okay.
Oh, a bit pacey. It's a bit pacey. Does it still cut? I think it still cuts.
Possible. I think they'll look for safe first here. That's not quite as bad from this view.
Oh.
Great recovery.
Yeah, a bit wild on the 10, but a beautiful cut on the 8 in the side. It's gonna give them the lead. Wang and TEUTSCHER. And the first breaker run of the match.
Yeah, Wang also made it to the quarterfinals of the Women's Open tournament. She's improving. This is about her 5th or 6th Pro Billiard Series event. Getting used to the conditions. You can see there, even on a draw with speed, dead still over the ball. Underdrew it a bit. Slower speed break from Wang. Nothing down. Good chance for the Oceans to level it up.
Yeah, 7 ball hanging up on them. Also the 9 definitely had a chance, so bit brutal. But indeed, chance for the Oceans. And now this 1, the 2, already quite some work to do on this. Playing draw, has to be careful not to run off the long rail into the 4. Going forward, I think it's the long route. And needs a very clean stroke on this top right or top left spin. Wow, played it around the 10.
Yeah, kind of a bend follow there. Real good quality topspin coming off the tangent line and then creating an angle around the 10 that wasn't really there to begin with.
Yeah, 2 good shots in a row. This shape on the 3 ball. Don't think they could have gotten any straighter on the 3. Was definitely important. If you look at the overall layout, not too horrible. Just gonna cross over back to the center. Should be able to play the combination on the right side of the 9. Send the 4 a little lower. Still keep the cue ball on the table, right?
Yeah, I mean, the safest one would be to play it over the side, but I hear what you're saying. It's kind of leading to going to the right of it a bit. Good shot. Six available into both bottom pockets. Just draw over, take a little more distance. 6 in the bottom right. They're looking good, Tim.
Yeah, definitely both teams looking good again. Just the second rack became a little bit scrappy, but both teams now coming up with the big shots. I think that's definitely what we were expecting from both sides. Don't think they're gonna shy away because of the pressure that much.
Yeah, I think the Oceans are a little more dangerous on the break. Still have their extension left, so just making sure he's not rushed into shooting this shot here.
Yeah, always a little bit more guessing on the pace, the 3-rail forward, but definitely got to the 50-yard line. And down goes the 10, so we're at 2 each. Great run out. A couple big shots there, positional wise. If you look at this, stun follow around the 10. Then to get as straight as possible on the 3 ball. Yeah, moving the cue ball around the table effortlessly. And now it is Albin's break, I believe so. And we both know if that table break, because he's breaking from more to the center of the table, if that works, the layouts in general can be super nice. So it's all about making a ball on the break and, of course, as always, a bit of luck on the next shot. Oh, he is moving to the side. That's interesting. He broke him so well the first rack. Maybe because of the 2 each score.
Cross the rack a little bit there. Less of a chance of the 1 going in, and it's going to turn out badly for them. Good opener for Marco here.
Yeah, you could instantly hear a sound of disappointment from Albin. Very unhappy with how he struck that. I'm just still surprised he wasn't breaking from the center. So it's all up for grabs here for Wang and TEUTSCHER.
Six doesn't pass the 8, only has the right middle, really. Could get an angle on the 5, coming back 2 long rails across. Playing the 6 in the side, but the cue ball will have to be controlled very nicely in that case. Do you think maybe even a straight back angle to that position, Tim? Or do you like coming diagonal 2 rails across?
Well, I kind of like the straight over. I mean, especially with where the 5 is. Any angle on the 4 works also to set up nicely on the 5. So just top spin, maybe a minimum drop of left. And as you could see, he pocketed the ball a little bit on the thick side. And that really slowed down the cue ball.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be left with an angle on the 5 here. Slightly hampered cueing. Big shot in the first set coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely had to play double pace. Made the shot a lot tougher. She did not have to play it double pace, but everybody likes to put a little bit more oomph in the shot. And well, I'm not sure if this 4 ball is on. Might be just slightly covered by the 6.
Yeah, I think it is. So thoughts of kicking off the long rail here, trying to hit half the ball. I think Albin's got to move his finger. I don't know if that's legal to leave your finger on the rail. He's off it now. Good shot.
Well, the finger trick definitely worked. But I think there must be a rule, right? To where before the shooter goes down, the finger has to be gone, or there must be something.
I would assume so. I remember Peru in the quarterfinals of the World Championships. Jerson Martinez left his tip on the table as Tevez was executing the shot. I thought it should have been a call to foul immediately. It wasn't. But I don't think you can put anything foreign to help your partner out as far as shooting. I mean, he took it away in good due time there. Just bringing it up that can't use any kind of outside influences to help your partner.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing. Has nothing to do with Albin. It's more the topic, indeed. Well, has to go around the 7. I think the 7 plays pretty big coming in from this angle. Oh, feathered it. No result. And the fact that he's moved the 9 does open up the 6 a bit for the 6 in the top right.
Yeah, I think it'll be diagonal 2 rails back towards the 6. Slightest bit straight, but she still can power up. If she overhits it a bit, she'll have the side. It's actually pretty straight, Tim. Got there dangerously. Cue ball's running into the 8 now, but it looks like it's running into the thick part of the 8. Can land the cue ball where the 8 is. Didn't like it.
Look at his pace though. Under a 10. Definitely limited to their options, but how thin can she hit this 6 ball?
Yeah, and to come around 3 rails here, you'd want to add a bit of left spin, but that's very tough considering how much she has of the cue ball. Of the object ball, pardon me.
Yeah, looking to
Get
go
some
4
left on
rails. Still not a bad play. The only bad news is, even if Yasmin drops in this 6 ball, there's always something on the 7. So she doesn't really have to put on a big stroke, for example. Still queuing from the rail. Always awkward queuing.
Just going to play safe, Tim. Cue ball behind the 9. It's gone wrong.
Oh, she's got it thick. Oh, that 10 ball going early. Does that get in between? I don't think so. That would be disastrous, actually. No, comes up higher. Yeah, too thick. A little bit fast walking there for Marco, but I think he got a little bit rushed by the clock on the other table. Still had 25 seconds to go.
Yeah, a bit of back and forth here in rack number 5, but a good chance for Wang and TEUTSCHER to get on the hill here. Just missing the 8 off the second rail. Still in good position.
Well, a bit flirty with the side pocket.
Just in between bridges here. Shouldn't have much outcome on the shot. Just deciding on the best one.
Yeah, so now 3-2. Wang and TEUTSCHER only need one more to win the opening set, and still feel like this set can go either way. Both teams, I mean, they're queuing well, but surprising things happening to both sides. Trading off the racks. On the other table, in the other semifinal, Fischer Kazakis losing the opening set to Muyang Zhang and Oliver Zolnocki 4-0. Now tied at 1 in the second set.
Yeah, Zhang's a new player to the Pro Billiard Series. First time I saw her was in Vietnam. She impressed me a lot. Good to see that she's doing well here.
Well, going from the side rail again. Square hit, 6-ball going in. And a nasty shot on the 1-ball.
Yeah, cue ball's definitely running into the 5 here. If it's running into the left side of the 5, that's a problem for a foul. She can get into the bottom side of it. Might even be able to miss it, Tim.
I kind of feel like she's always going to hit the 5, and definitely increases the chances of the 5-ball running in between the cue ball and the 2. Oh, she's played it real thick. Really used everything of the corner. And now quite a big cut for Marco, and needs to hold the cue ball near the center of the table before it lands behind the 4-5.
Yeah, it's tempting to go for this one. It's a set winner if it goes down. Just deciding if they want to take the offensive risk here. Having a look at the pocketing angle, so he is going to go. Still on it. Caught the thin side of the pocket, so the cue ball ran a little more than he wanted, but she's still on the 4 here. 2 rails across for the top left. Could even come three times back for the 4 in the right middle. over top of it, so I think she'll stay away from big speed, maybe even playing safe because she's over top. Don't think she played that, Tim, but it worked out.
Well, now suddenly a chance to close it out. Things were quite messy after the break. But certainly a chance. Yeah, twice diagonal. This in the bottom left, the 5 in the top right.
Wants to be straight enough here to come straight back. Doesn't want any angle going to the right off the 8. It's going to play her into the 9. Nicely done.
Yeah, you could see that he knew when he hit that it was gonna be perfect. Also knows that it most likely was a set winner. This is a little bit more angle though. Not so easy to tap this in and go to the left, so probably he's gonna play cue ball for the 10 in the same corner.
Yeah, it's a small bit of right here, so I think it's going to cross
No.
over.
Looked like he had more angle, so perfect. Wow, finishing the set with a breaker run. Not an easy one by any means. This 10 to put quite some pressure on the OUSCHANs. And there it is, so the opening set goes to Wang and TEUTSCHER. And it looks like the OUSCHANs will be going for a timeout, so we're going to take a little break as well. Eric Goorlefsen and myself, Tim de Ruiter, will be back very shortly with the second set. Stay tuned. And welcome back everybody to Gandia in Spain. This is the Little Monster Mixed Doubles Open. A very strong matchup between the OUSCHANs and Wang combined with Marco TEUTSCHER. They have won the opening set 4-2. We'll be breaking off in the second. Erik Gorlefsen and myself, Tim de Ruiter, in the booth. Making a ball on the break, Erik.
Yeah.
Don't think there's
Nothing
any future
offensive
on this
the
one
wall.
ball.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like they have the window here. Pushing around a ball that's near a pocket is always tough. Could leave the left edge. Kind of play the cue ball into the 8. Kind of leave them over top of the 10. Which wouldn't be ideal. They'd probably give it back right away, but maybe off the 8 and the 10. Push beside the 10, kind of. Similar idea, just more distance that they're looking for here.
Extension. Push out.
Just realizing that he could actually go behind the 10. It's okay.
Yeah, I like this play. The only problem I always have with this kind of push out is you know what is coming. And there's no way you're going to get back to the table. Like, I'm never turning this down, bringing the cue ball to the bottom right under the 2-5. A lot of left spin. Could also go under the 10, but I kind of like my odds to go under the 2. Yeah, definitely coming in from that angle. I just don't think under the 10 was that easy. And loading the cue ball up with a bit more spin, I think was definitely possible to bring under the 2, but in the end, maybe a good push out from TEUTSCHER because they do have a good safety opportunity here, bringing the cue ball 2 rails behind the 4. Oh, they even chose to bring the cue ball under the 10. I think it's gonna leak.
Yeah, a little thin for offense here. There is a 4-rail path around, but even when you extend that, it has a chance going behind the 5. Don't really like slow rolling this. Would be unlucky to get behind the 5 all the way around, so I think that's what she's going to try. Tough one. $50-50 again here for Marco. I think he'll lean towards safe. Tough to get the cue ball exactly in line with the 4 unless you come 2 rails. It's a little far away from the second rail.
Oh, the bump on the 10 is definitely gonna help him.
One ball. Corner pocket.
Yeah, very tactical match this has become. I mean, we did see 2 breaker runs, I believe, in the opening set. But the other racks were very deep safety battles. Both teams definitely capable of surviving very long with the safeties and the kicking. But maybe not for this rack, because Albin has missed that one ball. 2 ball is out of the way, and I think actually with the 2 ball being out of the equation, might be easier to run out now. If you look at 4, 5, 6, 7, really not much to do. Maybe
Yeah,
the
open up
9
the
to the
pocket
10,
for the
8,
5
9,
there.
10.
Yeah, that'll be the most cue ball movement. Pretty comfortable here for the next 4 shots. I think just trying to get close to the 9 off the 8. And just adapting to whatever angle you have.
Well, I'm not too worried actually. I think almost anything on the 8 works. It's just that maybe a big angle on the 9 scares me a bit. Or when you're trying to get straight on the 9 to the corner to draw back for the 10 and it gives you a slight angle to where it gets funny a little bit. Still a great chance though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, both these teams very in sync with the communication now. Played multiple matches up to this point. Not seeing any kind of urgency or indecision between them. Vibing well. Just try to get into the second rail here. And again, as long as you're close to it, be a variety of positional options back towards the 9.
Wow, perfect.
That's perfect, Tim. Straight back now.
Yeah, just gotta watch the scratch in the corner. So I probably would draw back maybe a diamond or 2. Just to not play with it. But she cheated the pocket also. Good stuff. Starting to look slightly stronger actually than the OUSCHANs at the moment. Momentum definitely with Wang and TEUTSCHER, who also are taking the first rack in the second set. Looking to close it out in 2 sets.
Yeah, it's going to be Marco to break in rack number 2 here, and he's been very successful in the break so far. As you were saying, with the quality they're hitting the break at, there hasn't been many break-in runs, only a couple. TEUTSCHER and Wang came with a timely one in the first set, running out on the hill.
Well, as you can see in the background, Kazakh is lining up for the 6. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 at the table. Still a good chance to tie the score at 3 in the second set. So that could be a nil biter too. Looks like he's putting the cue ball a little bit back. He's not looking at that big pop on the break. He's looking for a square hit, trying to generate as much speed as possible on the balls. Well, didn't make the 1.
Yeah, this is... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say did not make the 1, but he did make the 5. If you look at it, straight into the side. And they have the shape on the 1 ball.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the speed that Federer Gorst and Ko Ping Chung use. Kind of seems to play the 1 over to the side pocket a little more. Tends to not get kicked away. Didn't make it this time, but he's been overall successful with this breaking strategy.
Well, I don't think the 2 does go to the bottom left. But technically, even if they run out in time, as long as you pocket the 1, I think there's always a safety roll up on the 7 available. Almost always. I mean, don't over exaggerate. Looking to pocket this maybe on the thinner side of the side to avoid the 4.
Yeah, it looks like a roll-up safe here. 2 behind the 9, 2 near the 9. Cue ball's kind of going a little too far to the right in that case.
Well, could also maybe bank the 2 ball out and the cue ball behind the 8. And the other option I was looking at is maybe to go aggressive. Go for the 2 ball in the bottom right and swing the cue ball 3 rails around the 3 ball.
Yeah, that'd be a good offensive choice. I think she's actually mapping that out for him.
Yeah, this position landed a bit funny. I mean, a ball to the left is a roll up on the 7. So, slight difference. A little bit more conservative, I would say. I mean, it's quite easy for Albin to hit this.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's such a standard kick safe, and these world-class players just know how to control the cue ball off this play. Still not going to get it perfect every time, but would have had thoughts of getting something a little more aggressive on the safe side here.
Well, I actually think that Wang and TEUTSCHER should be happy to still have enough of this 2 ball. That could have been way different. Are they gonna play the opposite sides, leaving the cue ball behind the 4? Or are they looking to do more? Ooh, that is gonna go over the side.
So, first offensive chance for the Oceans in about 3 games. Getting
Yeah,
some angle
overall.
to the left 4 will play well.
Yeah, if they're straight, they're gonna draw back, or he's gonna draw back maybe a couple, like 3 balls-ish, half a diamond. Either angle actually works on the 4, just not straight. Oh, he's missed a 3 ball.
Yeah, try to cheat it to get over to the rail side and just over cheated it.
Yeah, just slightly out. Should be happy actually about where the 3 ball finished. Not happy, but maybe a eeny meeny relief. He's gonna try and go 2 rails behind the 4. Oh,
Caught the
needs a
points.
cover.
Came off
Maybe.
okay.
you need a bit of that here and there. I mean, you're not gonna win the tournament without these rolls at times, but definitely
3-ball side
quite a
pocket.
big roll going off 2 side pocket points. Oof.
Almost kicked it in. They're going to be behind the 10 here. Got to be careful with the 3 running into the 9. Possible not to get a rail in that case. It'll cut to the left of it slightly. The right of it, pardon. Oh,
Oh.
she's there. Reasonable jump, though. Very reasonable jump. Cue ball playing back towards the 4.
3-ball corner pocket.
I was actually considering maybe cutting the 3-ball to the bottom right to go more offensive. Oh, and he's missed it. Wow.
Yeah, shot clock playing a factor as always. Getting down there. Always a little unnerving for the players, but I would have expected them to make that one.
Oh, a little bit of doubt. Was about to stand up by the beep.
Never expected that. Purposely played it with some right. The right is what actually brought him behind the 10.
4-ball side pocket.
Wang
Well,
just
let's
really
see,
takes
so-
the table as it lies. Never gets too emotional.
Foul.
I have to say, it kind of feels like she did go 2 rails at it. I kind of liked the 3 rails as you are coming into the ball a bit more. I think better odds to hit it.
I did too. A little more speed ideally there too.
Looks like they are gonna play for a 6-10 combo. As long as it gets straight, no problem, but we both know running a bit short or too far can give nightmares.
10-ball corner pocket.
Yeah, they're on a good angle here.
Yeah, so that makes it 1 each. Definitely the opportunity has flown by for Wang and TEUTSCHER. Yeah, did grip a little bit more off the rail there on the 3-ball. Can imagine him playing that with right spin, but not getting behind the 10. That was indeed a little bit interesting. Now, on the other table, the score is tied at 3. And Fischer and Kazakis at the table. So we could possibly go to a deciding set on the second table as well. Or at least not as well. I'm expecting this to still go all the way. But who knows? Oh, perfect break. 1 ball on the side. The 8 goes in the corner. Just no future. I'm just wondering, what more could someone possibly do than this?
Nothing. Just one of those unfortunate rolls in rotation where you hit the perfect break and a ball gets in front of the cue ball. Cue ball's right in the middle of the table here. Jasmine saying push down to the kick safe. I don't mind it. Not really much else. Maybe make it a little tougher where they have to go 2 rails at it instead of 1.
Push out.
7's kind of in the way of landing the cue ball perfectly for the 2 rail kick.
Could also push to a jump over, I believe it was the 9 ball.
Yeah, I'm going to leave the 1 rail here. Mark will be looking to play the cue ball back behind the 6-4.
Feels a bit like a 50-50. It's one that you should be taking on, but you could leak the 2 ball out. But then the same goes for your opponent. Like, I think both sides have a chance to hit this perfect.
He did, unless he gets unlucky with some kind of window. He's good.
Yeah, he did really well. We might even see the jump 2 off the 10 in the bottom left. It's quite a full hit.
Yeah, he can hit it with some speed. The 2 doesn't go in. Chance for it to get up table. Gonna get away with it here. Jump for Wang into the side. She's a little reluctant, less likely to use the jump cue. Fly ball's actually pretty far from it. Not a lot of landing zones, so they're gonna kick at it.
2 ball corner pocket. Foul.
Oh, the dreaded in off. So the Ocean's avoiding that unfortunate roll in the break. Coming up with a small roll of their own and back in with ball in hand now. It's an angle moving towards the 4 here. Smart shot there, killing the cue ball near the landing zone a little more, crossing the angle less. It shows the importance of playing into the angle, Tim. You would think that's a simple 1 rail out, but you're crossing the angle, you're floating the cue ball. Found a way to avoid that.
Did they get a little straighter on this 4? I don't think so. Should still be fine to go 2 rails forward. Man, I feel like this match is going back and forth.
Yeah, both teams playing well, just getting tripped up on some difficult cue ball positions. Albin with some slight weakness in the second set. They're still on top of them here if they get out. Like just legging this in one rail, Tim?
Kind of like that. I'm not doing much more with the cue ball. He might be playing low right.
Yeah, you can just hit it a little more aggressively that way.
I just feel with the low right, you're always going to punch the ball a slight bit more, and before you know it, you actually land still in between, as he did run a little further. But just fine for Jasmine to go into the top short rail and out.
Ten ball, corner pocket.
So it is once again the Ushans taking the lead. Second set really all over the place. Beautiful kick save from Marco. But then believe it or not, they managed to lose the rack from there, and I think that was actually difficult to do.
Yeah, they just got a little roll with the 2 ball coming behind the 5 ball.
Well, that's just the stuff that Pool's gonna throw at you at times.
Nothing this time, and a shot on the 1 for Marco.
Yeah, do we see any difficulties at the table?
Has to weave the cue ball between the 3 and the 7 here, and it's kind of playing towards the side. I think they can play either side of the side pocket, but he'd favor going to the left of it, I believe. 7 ball's kind of in the way of that path, though, so might just accept a little more angle on the 2 here. Push the 3 ball nicely over the side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that really makes things a lot easier. With this 2 ball, technically they could let the cue ball slip away from them on this 2 and still have a chance to get on a 3 ball. That's not what they're gonna try and do, but way more available this way. Oh, she's missed it too.
Must have put some outside on that, swerved the cue ball a little bit. I don't think she would have misjudged an overcut there.
Or maybe she was so focused on bringing the cue ball 3 rails around the 10-8. I don't think it was exactly laying like that. Maybe that caused it. Taking her eye off the pot.
Extension.
Ideally trying to stick behind the 4 here. Pretty specific shot.
9-ball, corner pocket.
Oh, and that's
Again,
another one of
finding a
those.
random blocker.
Do we still have extension? Yeah, extension.
Double kiss problems if the cue ball goes off the right side of the 2 here, which it has to. He'd want to cut the 2 ball in between the 5-9. Just a question if he's going to catch a double kiss or if you can even see that much of it. There is a way out of it 3 rails around the 8 with the cue ball. He doesn't like any kind of the cross plays or doesn't have enough of the 2.
2-ball, corner pocket.
Kick out of Tim. I'm surprised. Good hit.
Yeah, might have called the 3 ball. And the 2 doesn't go by the 6, so maybe they have bought themselves a bit more time. In some kind of way, I feel like
Right pocket.
I'm actually considering playing the 3 or at least the cue ball behind the 7, banking the 2 near the 3 ball. Uh-oh. Oh, and then again, that little flick off the 10
Corner pocket.
saved them at least to leave the opponent an open shot on the 2.
Yeah, they're catching a few small rolls here in the second set. It's going to be on Wang to turn the tide here. She's going at the 9-ball combo.
Oh, that's gonna be costly. Definitely took the big risk. I mean, can definitely understand she went for the 2-9 combo. But this rack now up for grabs for the USCHANs to get on the hill in this second set. The other table now into the deciding set. Kazakis Fischer 1-0 up in the third set against Zhang and Zonoki.
Straight on the 6 will do here. Again, just trying to get close to it. Take the pocketing out of the equation and move the cue ball however you have to. You usually don't like to play straight, but I think it'll work here. This is fine, 1 rail up. Good angle to come across now, and looks like they're going to get on the hill first here in this second set. Bridged over the 9 a little. believe it'll be Jasmine to break in rack number 5.
Ball side pocket.
Yeah, and that brings the OUSCHANs on the hill in the second set, only needing one more rack to get this match going to a deciding set. And why would we not be able to get to a deciding set? As you mentioned, we've seen great stuff from both sides, but also similar mistakes from both sides. I think it's a really close matchup so far.
She hit her last break absolutely perfect. 5 ball just getting in front of the cue ball last minute. Majority of the time I've seen her break in this tournament, she's gone with that thinner cut break, but the last one she went square. Hit it well, so I think she'll try the same here. Back to the cut break. Nothing down. No shot on the 1 for TEUTSCHER. That's the camera angle that we need to see if he has how much of it he has, but his body was in the way there. Well, they don't have any of it. They're going to go aggressive. They're going to go at the jump for a shot. Not much positional value, but just not wanting to push here. Got it.
Well, it does give them the opportunity to roll up on the 9.
Yeah, tough to judge these long, slow rolls, but I think that's the play.
Ball. Corner pocket.
Well, kind of watch the cue ball a bit. A little bit surprised she's played that shot. Maybe the roll-up was not as easy as it looked.
Yeah, there just wasn't really anything to hide behind in the top right corner, and that's where the cue ball was going. So took a bit of a risk there at leaving something, and they did. Not offensive, but they didn't get a full ball situation here.
Ball. Corner pocket.
If he tries to cross it up the middle, he's going to have to play with a bunch of left spin to hold the cue ball behind the 8. Looks like he has the middle of it. Trying to create some distance.
Oh, what's that 2 ball doing? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Can you imagine? 4 rails around the table. Staying right there behind the 9, and they have to make a solid hit. Either the run out available or maybe something on the 10 early. You can see the frustration for Marco. I can understand because we have seen some
Extension.
rolls in a row now, maybe for the OUSCHANs, kicking and jumping at the ball. Not in a bad way, but as a player you can definitely feel the momentum sometimes is against you, and it's not always easy to push that.
10 ball.
10 ball. Corner pocket.
Yeah, it's about the 4th time in the set they've just found a random blocker that they weren't really playing behind. Weighs on you as a player.
Foul.
Yeah, and he's missed it.
I think the 4-10 is there if they wanted to. They're talking about it now.
Well, they could also play the carom. Play a carom. The 10 ball plays pretty big, because if you hit it real first with some inside spin, there is definitely options. But indeed, the 4-10. It would be nice to get straight on the 3 ball though, if they're planning the 4-10. Yeah, this was the
I had a
risk.
feeling she was drawing into the 7. And this has gone completely wrong.
That was definitely the risk. They only had like maybe the width of 1 cue ball to slide in between the 7 and the 4. This is quite a trap. How do you get to the 3 ball? 4 rails? 3-4 rails?
Yeah, I don't see it yet. It looks like Albin's just going to move the 10 away from the puck. Kind of surrendering the rack a little bit, but knew he couldn't hit the 3. Maybe would have looked to tie something up, but even at that point, they're just going to combo the 3 into the 10 if he tried to move the 4. Just a disaster shot there. They were trying to get straight on the 3 because they wanted to be straight on the 3 so they could get small angle on the 4 and make sure the combo just went wrong.
Yeah, layout. Let's say decent layout on this to get closer to the finish line. Gotta say the 6 probably will go in the top left. Doesn't have to, but depending on how they get on the 5, they could choose to play the bottom.
Have to shoot the 6 in the long pocket now, but won't have to move the cue ball at all towards the 7. Just checking if they want to be straight or off the rail a little bit. Marco just seeing where he needs to get to be straight enough on the 7. Avoid cue ball movement towards the 8. Not perfectly straight, but straight enough that she can come through to the right long rail with some left spin and back across. Well, pressure's going to be back on the Oceans a little bit if they get through this rack. Stuck a set already. Nicely played. Can hold before the side pocket here.
Yeah, pulling one back. Not when, but if this 10 drops. Or not if. When the 10 drops, will be 3-2. Maybe making that feeling a bit better for Marco. He was so frustrated at some point with, I mean, I'm not gonna say lucky rolls, because obviously Albin and Jasmine are trying to play good safeties and good kicking, and like they're trying hard too, but sometimes the balls can roll a bit funny. Now they did roll pretty bad for Marco and Wang, and even though that happened, they still won the rack. So that could also be a little bit of a boost. Maybe feeling like, hey, we might get a little bit of momentum with us now.
Yeah, even when they were getting the rolls, they took good advantage of when they finally got the final chance, but that was the first time they kind of misstepped. A bit of a change in momentum here. Nothing down, nothing offensive on the one for the Oceans, but they'll be happy to get back to the table. I think he'll try to cut the one to the left and bring the cue ball near the 2-5 area. There is a window between the 4 and 9 in that case. Could just go behind the 10. Gonna try something off the left side.
Well,
It's
he
a good
has played
shot.
it really well. I mean, I think we both have experienced that cue ball scratching in the top left corner over maybe skimming the 7 ball, trying to play this. So definitely some
Yeah.
things that could have went wrong.
That was actually my first intuition. I just thought he was going to avoid drawing it, but he controlled the draw nicely there.
Extension. One ball side pocket.
Super tough kick. Didn't get anywhere near it. So a chance for the Oceans to take down set number 2. 8 ball's tough. Could get into it with the 4 with a very precise angle on the 4.
Well, always has the 7 as well on the top side of the table to possibly run into the 8. Will be more guessing, but definitely is an option.
Yeah, the rest of the balls aren't lying very good to open it up, or at least open it up with position. The only play really would be able to get a small following angle on the 4. Next chance after that, you're right, would be the 7.
And then in the worst case, maybe a bank on the 8. So back up. Don't think they will try something now. I think the angle on the 3 ball is too much.
Gonna try to get perfect there, but it's gonna be a little short. Gonna have to wait for the 7 now, I think. Could come straight back off the 5, but too much of a chance of the cue ball landing over the 8 or too close to the rail. If they're able to find a way to run into the 9, it'll actually play perfect for the 8. Little risky, though, to miss both balls completely in that case. So I think they're going to try to run into the 8 here off the 7. Would you ever try to go into just the 9, Tim? I mean, it'll lie perfect for the 8, but like I said, you might miss both balls in that case.
No, I'd rather go into the 8. Just don't, I mean, you're not gonna slam it, but don't baby it.
They might be thinking bank. They might just avoid it altogether. Well, there it goes.
And that's what I'm saying. If she only just a slight bit more pace playing that, I kind of liked it. So many good things that could have happened. Now, I don't think the cut is still there, is it?
I think it's possible, and there's a path around 3 rails, but back to the short side of the 9.
Wow.
Nice play.
Well, definitely making something happen there. That 8 ball definitely was a huge challenge. They have overcome that challenge, and now it's time to close it out. 2 balls away to win the second set.
Corner pocket.
Oh, and he's missed a 10.
Wow,
Eric, can
Tim.
you believe that he's missed that 10 ball?
Shot clock beep right at the
Wow.
end, but no excuse there. Bridging was just a little awkward. Just trying to think of reasons why he would ever miss it.
10 ball. Corner pocket.
Marco, they're going to go for the win here.
Well, this to make it 3 each set. Oh, it's close.
They got it.
It's there. Wow. What a steal. That is fantastic straight back. It's now a 3 each set. They only need 1 more rack to make it to the final. That is crazy. I don't think anybody was expecting this to happen. It's another lifeline. Will the OUSCHANs be able to recover from that miss on the 10 and still close it out? That's the question.
Every ball is missable, just goes to show you. think he was just bridged over the side pocket a little awkwardly. But overall, a huge miss here in TEUTSCHER, and Wang with a chance and the break to get into the final. There goes the 7. One's in a bad spot.
Well, they might consider cutting this down the rail.
It's for the win.
I mean, if you look at this spread, top right spin, leave the 2 ball to the right center. Could also go back and forth, definitely.
Yeah, I think between the 8-9 is a good play. You want to shy away from spin on a pot like this.
Yeah, I like what Marco's saying. A bit more inside, like play with the inside and go around the 5. So leave the 2 either in the right center or in the top right. It does open up the whole rack. This is a huge opportunity.
She's capable of making these tough shots. She has a steady stroke.
No, she's
Not
overcut
there.
it. Well, back to the grind. I do fear that that cue ball might be locked up behind the 4 ball when they come back. The only thing is they might position the 1 ball near the 10, which I would try with everything in my power to stay away from the 10 ball at this point.
Yeah, it looks like he has to play a lot of left spin or draw it to get all the way 3 rails back behind the 4. I think he can get there with just spin. Chose the less spinning path and he's left it open. Marco's got to go here. He knows it. He recognizes it right away.
Do you really
He's gonna
consider
run
the 10?
squarely into- I think he's just looking at how the cue ball was going to come off the 1. It's kind of weird how he looked at that, but I think he's more just thinking about the cue ball there.
Yeah, it's called the 1 in the top left. I like this play a lot. I was gonna say he was looking at something on the 10. I said, if he plays that, I mean, I would be flabbergasted if he did. Great
I like
shot he's played there.
Sorry, I like going for it, to be honest. I mean, this is a great result too, but
Four ball side pocket.
3 rails. They're not gonna hit this soft. They're gonna try and separate the balls. Great hit.
yeah,
Great hit. And they got the cover. Wow.
No contact, right? No, nothing hit the nothing.
Oh, that
Three rails.
that is actually,
And he got through it and hit the 9 and go this way.
yeah, that's true. They got 3 rails. They make a hit on the 1, and the cue ball caroms off the 9 to where it landed. Now I don't. Marco's just checking to see if the rail has been hit after contacting the 1.
Yeah, same. I
Just going to go to a replay here to make sure. Yeah, confirmed good hit.
Yeah, obviously a huge deal. Ball in hand, in this case, means possibly end of match. 2 rail kick. Oh, 1 rail kick. Called the one in the side. It's
All
made
done there.
it. Wow.
Albin, oh, I could have sworn she called it. I guess she didn't.
Oh, possibly she called the 8 in the side. Wow, I was gonna say.
Yeah, because it seemed like calling something over to the side there was the proper call, but it must have been the 8.
Oh, this is a chance. Well, not a chance to pocket the ball, but no full hook. I consider that a chance nowadays with the high level of play. What would you consider? Banking the cue ball all the way down, top right spin, leave the cue ball near the top left rail?
I was thinking about cue ball behind the 3-4, but that'd be tough to land it perfectly there.
And the only thing I don't like with this is the fact that the 2 is tracking near the 10. But if you can catch it full, like if you can catch full cover behind the 9, then it's a strong shot. So
I think they've left the left edge, Tim.
2 ball, corner pocket.
oh, they have
Wrap
called
out
the
of the
2 in the
corner
corner.
nicely here.
Oh, that 2 ball's gonna stay over the corner. They need the cue ball to bump.
2 ball, corner pocket.
They have cover, but one good shot rail first, make it. You could land on something on the 3 ball. It's not guaranteed. Might run into the 10 if you do. But in this case, I would say make the ball. Whatever happens after, make the ball. Oh, it's close. Any luck? I think they got it. At least partially, and definitely awkward queuing over the 3 ball.
Yeah, tough spot here for Alvin. Thought she might have needed to stun or draw that one a little bit. Thought she could get there with high, but didn't get quite wide enough on the 2.
How about the cue ball? How about the cue ball? It's not great. The 2 is on, and maybe they can even play a stop shot here on the 2. As you can see, a stop shot where the 2 ball is, that would give them the 3 ball. Needs a very smooth stroke though, if the cue ball moves over too much. Jinned it. Wow, what a chance. This is to close out the match. 4 goes in the side, just some traveling to do from the 5 to the 6.
After a very unexpected miss from Albin on the 10. Set's turned around now. All chances for TEUTSCHER and Wang here.
Yeah, 3-1 lead from the OUSCHANs. Now possibly to losing the set and the match. Still, I can feel the tension though. I can feel the pressure. So we are far from over. Anything can happen. Stood up a bit in the shot there though. A little bit of body movement.
Yeah, just getting a little nervy. This will be both of their first major finals. TEUTSCHER, former US Open 10-ball champion. Pro Billiard Series a little higher ranked than that event.
Gotta watch the scratch. Gotta watch the
tin.
scratch.
Unbelievable. Wow. Albin can't believe it. Just sitting there. No reaction. But they caught a major roll there. I mean, it's a misjudgment to be near the corner. Wow.
The only thing I was considering is, could she have played it with a lot of right spin into the left long rail and go directly over where Jasmine put the ball in hand?
I thought that was the shot too. Must have been just a little straight, because she for sure would have seen that as well.
Well, doesn't matter what we think. It already happened. And this means we could have a deciding set on our hands. And you know what they say about champions rising to the occasion. You give them a chance to come back. Then usually they start to play really well because they should have been out of the tournament. And that 10 ball means a deciding set in this semi-final. And as you can see, Wang and TEUTSCHER definitely leaving the arena. The other semi-final now 3-2 in the deciding set. And I guess Eric and I are gonna take a short break too, because I have a feeling there's a lot more nerves to come. So we'll be right back with the remainder of this semi-final match. And welcome back everybody to the Little Monster Mixed Doubles Open. These are the semifinals in action. And we have arrived to the deciding set between the OUSCHANs and WANG together with TEUTSCHER in the background. You can see the shootout. They went 3 each in the deciding set. So it's a shootout to make it to the final. 1 each now, current score. Huge prize money at stake here. Loser of this match gets $10,000. The winner of this match guaranteed $20,000 and a possible chance for $40,000. So that shootout worth a lot of money. Who knows, we might get one on this table. In the commentary booth,
Marco still reeling. Yeah.
Eric
Sorry,
Gorlifson
Tim.
and Tim de Ruiter. Yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Marco's still reeling a bit. Taking his time getting back in the arena. Fully expected to win that last set. They're going to have to regroup here. No, they're smiling. Ready to go again. Alex has missed the 10 over on table number 2.
Yeah, so slight advantage with Zonoki and Zhang. Let's get back to this deciding set. The OUSCHANs to break off first. Big energy on the break. Makes the 1. And an open shot on the 2. This is available for the run out.
Yeah, straightforward 2-rail position. Just has to put it all in on the pocketing here. Yasmin hasn't really had a long pot like this in this match so far. He's got it. Four passes in the bottom right or the right middle. This is slightly more chance of getting the proper angle on the 4 if he plays it to the corner.
Yeah, I think considering where the 5 is, I like the corner a bit more indeed. Easy to fall with the wrong angle if you play for the shape to the side. I think he's landed absolutely perfect.
Yeah, straight back's going to be fine here. So Yasmin just looking to get an angle moving towards the 6. Really any angle will do. Can avoid the 9 going the other way.
Gotta say, a lot of side on that cue ball. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or not. Could be a bit of pressure, of course. They have both missed balls. Both teams have missed shocking balls. Also have made, obviously, great shots. But I'm saying there might be a little bit of fear and tension in the body on both sides.
Yeah, pretty good. Oh, she's underhit this. It's going to be okay to cut it in, but want her to be better than this, no doubt.
Yeah, she had a great line. It was just about the speed. Yeah, to cut this in with a bit of inside might be a bit scary, but what else?
Extension.
Yeah, I don't like bringing the cue ball to the right here, so we're going to need some left to straighten it out.
And he's missed the 7. Yeah, definitely was trying to catch the 7 thinner to help the cue ball to go back and forth. Not sure if he originally was able to do that.
Yeah, the deflection got him a little bit there too. Deflection changing a little bit with the extension, reaching. It's not normal conditions. Marco has a similar one here.
Extension.
Oh, needs to stay away from
A
the
little
10.
short.
Oof.
Still makeable on the side, but very tough to hold one rail. She
Yeah,
killed
great
that cue ball
recovery,
nicely,
though.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, cued it nice and low. Slowed the cue ball down as much as possible.
Tempo. Corner pocket.
Yeah, so after a great break from Albin and a good opening shot, it's not the Ushans winning the opening rack in the deciding set, and that's a little shocking, actually. If you look at this 2-ball, great shot. They had the perfect shape all over. Just here a bit short on the 7.
Yeah, nice for TEUTSCHER and Wang to get off to a good start after the mishap in the hill game of the second set. Kind of able to feel a little more comfort going forward in this third set now. She's been pretty unsuccessful on the break. Would like to see her hit it with a little more power. We probably can't really generate it. She's hitting it nice and square, just not getting that extra power to maybe fluke a ball in when the 1 doesn't go. Nine almost went that time. 6 and the 7 are going to be a problem going forward.
Yeah, what's the plan with the
Looks like they'll be
6-7?
able to, yeah, maybe draw into it or 2 rails back. I think the drawing shot has a little more chance of the 6-7 getting involved towards the 4. Too much angle to draw into it. It's going to have to be 2 rails and kind of kicking the 6 and the 7 towards the 4. Doesn't mean they can't still get on it, but a bit of danger coming here. Just never look sure over that ball. Taking some quick feathers.
Third ball, corner pocket.
Believe he must have been trying to go into it, Tim, don't you? He missed it by a fair bit. Because he missed the ball, too, but...
Well, at this point, I'm wondering, is it the nerves? Was it him looking too much at the cue ball, trying to still maneuver it perfect? Difficult to say. The only thing I can see is that even though they lost the set, Wang and TEUTSCHER, they look a little bit more fired up around the table.
Okay with the 4, passing the 5. If they get an angle similar to what the cue ball's on right now towards the 6, much closer to it, they can stick the cue ball behind the 7. Might be looking for something a little more aggressive than that. Yeah, I guess not too much danger of trying to break into it, so I think they will. Don't believe the 6 is available on the left middle, but he's kind of looking at coming inside it to the short side. Hit it dead on. It's the result.
Wow.
Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect. Very good.
I don't think it could have worked any better. Well, the 6 ball could have been in front of the pocket, but I'm saying no other way of touching the 7-6 to get such a nice result. Now she's maneuvered the cue ball also perfectly around the 9, which was a bit scary.
Again, don't forget, either team getting to the hill first here will guarantee them a shootout. So a very big lead here. Oceans will have to win the next 4 games if these last 3 go down. Last 4. I mean, for never playing together before, they don't communicate much, which I think is a good thing in doubles. They've played well enough throughout the course of the tournament that they just trust each other to shoot their own shots. Whenever they do communicate, it's not too long and doesn't seem too rushed. Good recipe for a strong doubles team.
Tempo, corner pocket.
Yeah, and there goes the 10. So Wang and TEUTSCHER now 2-0 up. Will we see a comeback from the OUSCHANs, or will they be stuck in the seat? I believe TEUTSCHER is breaking next.
He is, yeah. Wang was dry on her last break. Two missed balls from Albin so far. One with a bunch of spin, one where he was trying to maneuver a breakout. But not the usual world-class play we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some good breaks from him. Not always getting shape though, so doesn't need that to creep into his mind somewhere. Just gotta break him the same like he did before.
Nailed the one this time. Two balls coming around. Looks like it's opened up past the 3. Good start for TEUTSCHER and Wang. Looks like a 4-7 combo might have to be navigated. I think they'll be doing a little bit too much positionally to play anything but the combo here. Talking about 3 rails around, back into the angle. I don't mind that.
Extra technique is easy. Just stop shot. Just give me stop shot.
Looks like the draw is playing a little bit better in this case. Both plays are back into the angle. Oh, he got to the short side, Tim. Looks like thought they were thinking combo the whole way, but maybe the way the cue ball lied last minute, he's like, I'll take a shot at the short side, and he got perfect.
Yeah, the 5 ball is in a little bit of a weird spot though. Not as easy to aim on that ball being so close to the side pocket, so that could throw the aiming off just a slight bit, but she's put him quite straight. I think the best thing he could do is stun the ball and give her more cut. It's either that or maybe a diamond forward, but that makes the shot itself a little bit scary. I think just play the stun.
I mean,
Or
he's
full
considering
draw.
drawing all the way back. Yeah.
Well, I kind of like he's
problem
gonna
with-
hit the cushion and then bounce out with draw.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with not coming all the way back with draw is that she'll have to play some draw or left on the 6, and being close to the rail makes that shot tough, so I think he might be amping up here. Nailed it. Cue ball gonna go far enough? Not quite. Still gonna stay on offense, but a missable one coming from Wang. End of the shot clock, pressure, tough shot. And that was a big one for them. First shot of the rack from the ocean, so Albin will start things off here.
Extension.
Oh, he's ran too far. Albin definitely out of sorts.
Yeah, a bunch of positional options here. She's actually thinking about just rolling it in. Almost went up corner. Knew she had to get tight into the corner, but that's a misjudgment there. Albin bailing her out, and a good kiss on the 9. Keep building up table here,
9 ball side pocket.
but the 10's successful enough that don't have to get that close to it.
Ooh. You can feel the nerves. That stroke was a very scary one, and he's missed, well, not one similar to this, but I think this one is more difficult. Chins this one. They are not sure how they survived that rack. Or the last couple balls. What a chance for Wang and TEUTSCHER to get on the hill first. This is where things went wrong. Brave try from TEUTSCHER to draw the cue ball back. Yeah, maybe she's played that 6 ball a bit too wild, don't you think? The cut.
Yeah, I think the problem with it is she needed to play a bit of left spin to kind of get the cue ball above the 7, and it just over deflected back into the 6. But I know what you mean. She kind of stabbed the forward stroke a little bit, over deflected it. Really needed good finesse on that one. And over in the other semifinal, Zhang and Sholnaki have advanced to the final. All the way down to a shootout. A bit of an underdog, kind of unknown team making it to the final here. Be a good showcase for this player, Muyan Zhang. Really like her style, very aggressive. First pro-related series for Sholnaki, final for Sholnaki.
Push out.
Looking to push to a jump. 50-50 scenario. Galvin likes taking these ones. But nothing wrong with pushing here. Position not guaranteed, pocketing not guaranteed.
Kind of feel like you have to take this, don't you think? Make the one, you're like plumb on the two. It's a bit more of a distance. Well, the only difference I can think of is the cue ball being so close to the rail.
And you can't really draw it and slow it down. I think that the cue ball will run past the two, which will still be okay as far as playing any kind of safe, but I think it's actually hard to hold one rail here.
Actually interesting. I don't know what happened there, but Marco just was about to go down on the shot, looked at his tip, then suddenly it looked like, wait, what's this? I think he might have put a brake shaft on his jumper.
Yeah, I don't think he would have took the wrong one. His and hers are a little different.
Oh. Well, one of those magic rolls, I would say. We've seen quite a bunch of them. We are in the third set. Well, I think the counter is on 8, maybe 9. Just happens to be like that. Other matches, they leave the object ball hanging over the corner and it's another run out. Well, for this match, it seems like we cannot get enough drama.
Albin trying to figure out the highest percentage safe and the way to get the cue ball locked up to an object ball. Took a shot at a two-way there. Looks like they have the right side. If they do, good camera angle there. Looks like the thinnest right edge. They can come around 3 rails behind the 4.
Well, tied up the 2 and the 4 now. The only thing that could happen though, a little bit against the OUSCHANs, is when they kick at this one, the one ball will go down table, possibly near the 10. Sure, it's not something they can do something about, but not full enough. Can they actually get
Yeah, the 2.
still to the short side of the 2?
Maybe. It's available in the top left too, but the cue ball's running into the 3, so it'll have to be some kind of draw play like you were saying.
One ball, corner pocket.
Slightly overhit, but on an angle where they can run through the 4 here. 4 is going to push towards the 3, but just have to take your chances here, I think. Left-handed, Tim. I don't think draw is going to help. I'd just follow it through.
Well, she is trying not to get the 4 in between. That almost happened.
10 ball, corner pocket.
10 ball in the corner. Big smiles, but I mean, I wouldn't be smiling at this point. Trying to
Yeah,
release a bit of stress, of course.
Yeah, nice thing about this one, he can bank the 3 up the middle too, so shot at the win in a two-way. It's got it, Tim.
It does slide in.
So
Well,
guaranteed a shootout now.
Yeah, it looked like a big step for them. If you looked at how relieved they were for that 10 to drop, really looked like, see, it almost looks like they realized that they won. You know, it almost looks like they won the match. That's how happy they are. Because in some way it kind of felt like they just couldn't get over the hill. Of course, they still need another one. But indeed, as you mentioned, they are guaranteed a shootout for Albin and Yasmin. Still a long way to go. They need 2 more racks on the board.
Bit of worry on the faces of the Oceans. They need 2 games in a row to come back to force a shootout.
Oh,
Wang
this is
switching
their last
sides,
break.
but still not. No. Yeah.
Not successful. But if you look at the opening shot, I would say it's not ideal, everything how it's laying. To get to the 2 ball, already some work to do. Then it's already going to give some angle on the 2 ball. Cue ball on the rail to start with.
Yeah, I can't get any draw on this or really develop any angles close to the 2, so going to have to come back to the middle and accept distance. She's thick enough to draw just over to the right long rail if she wants and play the 3 in the top left. If she wants to power up more, she can play the cue ball across for the 3 in the top right.
Extension.
I kind of like keeping the speed down here, Tim. Gonna follow at it. This works too as far as less speed.
Then again, a little bit out of line. Slight angle towards the 8. Wow, perfect. That's a great stroke. A little bit forward for a 5-10 combo. They are closing the gap.
Tempo. Corner pocket.
They'll be breaking rack number 6 with a chance to make it back to the shootout. Don't remember whose break it is. They both break well.
Yeah, I would say it's Albin's break. Did use quite a bit of the pocket there on the 5-10 actually.
Saw that.
But overall, I think both teams really handling the nerves well. I mean, it's so easy to sit on the sideline and say how they should be feeling, how they should be acting around the table, how they should be hitting the ball. But I don't think a lot of people realize how difficult it can be to play on the highest level pool, playing for $10, $20, $40,000. A huge difference. Quite a bit
Watch out
of
for the
cuts
cue
this time
ball.
on the break. Look at the one. Does the one open up?
I think it might have, Tim. Can't tell by Ocean's reaction. Might be able to tell from the overhead if they hold it long enough.
No, I don't think
not
it's
there.
on. Are they looking at a 1-7 combination? Well, they did
Oh, they
think
went
it
for it.
went. Well, they got me anxious for a bit. I'm not ready to go for glasses yet. Well, definitely they're gonna push the one ball underneath the 10. Trying to get a bunch of balls in between. Could even lay the cue ball behind the 5. Low right spin. I think that actually works. But maybe makes the one ball more sensitive.
Marco's looking for a window between the 8 and 9 to kick to the short rail. Looks like it's not there. He does have the 2 rail off the left long rail first. Decent chance to get coverage if it's hit properly. A lot of balls in the middle of the table here.
Well, I think if you aim for the full ball hit on the 1, a lot of good things can happen. Just as long as you catch the left side of the 1, everything should be fine. Just do not catch the right side of the 1 as we see it from this angle. Easier said than done. I mean, I'm not the one shooting.
Yeah, these kicks are always underrated. These world-class players hit them so well so often, but things can go bad here.
Oh, he's missed
Like missing the
the
whole
one
ball.
ball completely.
Wow. Just got really focused on playing some kind of kick safe there. Kind of outthought it.
Extension.
Nine's only going to be available to the top left, but a fair bit of work to do between now and then. Getting straight on the 2 here is key. I don't think
Well-
they'll try to open it up, Tim. It is openly available to the top left. Just have to get the proper angle on the 8.
Yeah, I think with the 8 laying already near that positional area, you would expect them not to open it up. But who knows, maybe they they create some kind of angle on the 4 to run into the 10 and the 9, for example. I'm not expecting them, but they definitely know when they could take the risk. They know plenty about playing the clusters, breaking them up. I'm a bit worried about getting the shape from the 6 over to the 7 ball though.
Yeah, if they get straight on the 6, they can shoot the 7 in the opposite corner pocket.
Yeah, the thing is, it's so easy to fall with like a mini angle or like a small angle where you have to force the cue ball twice over. That's what I feel a little bit
Do you like
uncomfortable
running into the
about.
7 maybe?
Yeah, I don't mind that play, and if you do not catch it, it goes off the second rail and it gives you enough to work with.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I don't
Open
mind
up the
this at
7
all.
nicely. Be interesting to see if they play the 8 in the side or the corner. Jasmine getting low on time here. Only option now is to roll through for the side. Gonna be stuck on the rail a little bit. Temptation will be to cheat the long rail here and keep the cue ball off the rail. But with so much pressure, you've got to make sure you don't over cheat it. It's kind of a bad angle, Tim. Got to power out of it to stun around 3 rails. Cue ball's going a little too long, just 1 rail. Just come up short, and it's going to be a big one for Albin here. Match on the line. No real safes. 2 balls only left. You like him to make it, Tim? I'll bet on him.
Well, he is really good at these kind of shots. So I give him a fair chance, but it's not a gimme. Oh, he's ginned it.
It's there.
He has ginned it. Look at this. And the shape on the 10. This is to make this to a hill shootout, and that is just unbelievable. The things we have seen this match overall is just... This has been a crazy match. They have made it to the shootout. I don't think they can believe it. And when they won that second set, I said, you don't do this to champions because they will find a way to win. And this could actually get a lot of pressure to Wang and TEUTSCHER's side.
Yeah, and both the Oceans will have more experience in the shootout situations. Referee just going over the ground rules of the shootout. It'll be both men to take 2 shots first. Both women will come with the next 2. First 4 shots will be within the big box behind the head string. If any team is ahead at the end of those 4 shots, they'll win the match. If they're tied, they'll move the cue ball back to a smaller box, closer to the short rail. First shot coming here from Albin. He's undercut it. Advantage Teuttscher and Wang. I have seen them play one shootout so far in this tournament. Wang made both of hers. Teuttscher made one of two. They have the match in their hands now if they're able to make all four. Ooh, jumping up, knew he was into the side of the pocket, but got it down. Nerves running high, Tim.
Yeah, so it's 2 shots each player, alternating the sides. So this is Albin's second. Would do his team a favor to at least make 1 out of the 2. And then hoping for Jasmine's 2 out of 2.
Nails this one. One more shot for Teuttscher coming. Both players going with the straight high play, 2 rails back. More solid from Teuttscher this time. 2 shots away from the win now for Teuttscher and Wang.
Well, kind of crazy that
Right
I have
side.
not had to do any shootout games, and then now 2 semifinals next to each other. They became a shootout. Oh, overcut.
Not good.
This is a winning position for Wang and Teuttscher. If Wang makes this, it's all over.
Going from the side rail, but she still hits it with straight high. I've seen her before in shootouts. Marco just praying this one goes down. He's got it. Celebration from Marco. They're into the final. Great effort by the Oceans. Couple unexpected teams making the final now. Wang and Teuttscher against Sholnaki and Zhang. And that match will be coming up tomorrow. Check the Pro Billiard Series schedule for the exact time. And relief on the faces of Teuttscher and Wang. Great match here. It was a pleasure to do it with my friend Tim DeRuyter. This is Eric Horlifson. It's going to be it for today at the Spain Pro Billiard Series. Talk to you guys tomorrow.